my sisters, higher we shall go, moving forward.
When you join the military as a cadet, or even if you join as an other rank, they don't train women separate and train men separate. Discovering yourself, who you are as a woman, holding on to good virtues, strive to become somebody in life. When you are prudent financially, in ideas, you build up other women. I am Brigadier General Florence Dung Gyang Quiz is a compound name. MNI. I am a retired military general, a nurse and a public health officer by profession. And I joined the Army as a special enlistment. That means I was already a professional before joining. In 1986, I have served in various capacities, as the military, posting here and there. I serve in almost all the regions of Nigeria. And I also was fortunate having decorations here and there, military decorations here and there. I was your decorations, medals, that is medals I'm talking of. You earn your medals by hard work, by loyalty, a lot of things that discipline, then you are giving a medal. During the course of my service, I have not just served in the Nigerian, I serve in the Nigerian Army, but different capacities, both at home and abroad. I have served in the United Nations, not once, not twice, and I also earned medals. I earned the United Nations mission in Sierra Leone medal 2 times, because I went 2 times and I got medals. Then I also earned United Nations medal, that is for peacekeeping. And I have served at home here at various capacities, right from when I was a young officer. The units are too many that I have served. To be candid, among my classmates, I am, let me limit it to my female colleagues. I'm one of the most posted officer. My career as an officer, from lieutenant up to Brigadier General, I have served in not less than 16 different units. 16 different units. And as human, sometimes when I was posted, how posting can destabilize your family and things like that. And when I want to complain, I say, why is it me? I'm not, I've just come here not long, and then you are moving me and things. And on some occasions, they told me, they said, you know what? Where we are posting you to, there is problem there. A lot of indiscipline and things like that. We want you, we know what you can do. We are getting you there. Go and correct. We want you to go and put some discipline there and get the things right. When they tell me things like that, the job that I joined, they say, obey before complaining, so you will go. And sometimes before my arrival, they would have told the soldiers, do you know who is coming? Do you know? You will have to sit up. If you don't sit up, we are bringing a disciplinarian here. You will see it yourself. If you know that you are not disciplined, better start shaping up. They'll try to say. So sometimes on my assumption, maybe I'm having the first meeting with them, they say, we are told. Sometimes they say, but you talk so softly and but we were told, do we know the kind of person that's coming? She's a disciplinarian. We thought that you are coming to chop us raw. Things like that. So some of my frequent movement was as a result that they want me to go and put some things in place that maybe have started going wrong somewhere. I am from Plateau State, just south, and Do district to be specific. I was born into the family of Baba, Sergeant Dung Gyang. My father was a soldier, yeah, and Mama Kanang. Mama is still alive. Kanang Dung Gyang also, she's still alive, but my dad is late. I was born into a family who were 5, but I was told my mother gave birth to 12. Some died, even I didn't know them, but I grew up to meet 5 of us alive. We grew up as 5 children. 2 have died, remaining 3 of us. I got married to a prince from Kuru, from the royal family in Kuru, still in Plateau State. Unfortunately, my husband passed on almost 3 years ago now. Really, I was almost in and out, but more grew up in the barrack, being that my father was a soldier. And I think my interest, let me say, or motivation came as a result of growing in the barrack, seeing soldiers around me, and even in the hospital, I see the military nurses, because we always have both civilian and military, those that are in uniform, those that are soldiers, and the civilians. So when eventually I became a nurse, I picked interest to be a military nurse. So that was what attracted me, and I went in as an enlisted nurse, not as a civilian nurse, but to join as a soldier. So I went through the basic military training. After the basic military training, I was posted, and posted to military hospital Jos. After a little while, just about a year or thereabout, I went for my post-basic, and I finished my post-basic. I was commissioned and went to academy, trained as a cadet, graduated, and came and passed out as a lieutenant with 2 pips. So from there I was posted to military hospital Yaba. I served there as a lieutenant until I was promoted captain. On my promotion as a captain, I was posted to 192 Battalion in Ogun State, where I worked for about a year plus or thereabout. My primary school, I did primary school here and there because of my father's I didn't just do a primary school in one place, but I completed in Bauchi, Wunti Primary School by then. Call it Wunti Primary School. That school is no more even now. They changed it from, it was a Catholic school, St. Peter's. It was changed to Wunti, But now, where the stadium in Bauchi was where my primary school was, is no more again because the demolition made the stadium there. Then my secondary school was in Akwanga, Our Ladies of Apostle College in Akwanga. Then my nursing and midwifery was in Jos University Teaching Hospital for my midwifery, and then VOM Christian Hospital, VOM, for my nursing. Then I now went for my B.Sc in public health, community and public health, public and community health in Novena University, Ogume in Delta State. You know, in the military profession, as I earlier said, obey before complain. As a woman, you are bound to have these challenges of posting, because it deorganizes your family. In situations where you have to leave the family and be somewhere, and as a married woman, you cannot expect your husband to be going about with you on all your postings. So that one was a challenge, but because you have been trained and you have, you have accepted that is going to be your profession, it makes it much easier. And then also when you have an understanding husband, when you have an understanding husband that knows that my wife is a military officer and bound to be posted here and there, and he understands it like that, it makes the challenge become easier. It becomes easier. And to the glory of God, I had a husband who was so understanding and so supportive in situations where I found myself out of the country. He was there when the children were still younger, and he was there to fill in that gap. And it could be a bit difficult for men, especially. Is a bit, they will always tell you it's easier if the man is the one that is away and you, the woman, is at home to take care of the home front. But when situations or the profession now, reverse those roles, you pray to have a husband that will understand, that will be there to support you, to take care of the children. And I was lucky to have such a husband. We'll do the school runs and things like that, even in my absence. So I thank God for that I was able to manage those challenges because of the support I got from my husband. Then the challenge of my medical profession, while I was in NIPS, the first assignment they give you is to write about your most challenging career experience. The one that I wrote, my most challenging career experience, was, since I'm a nurse, my career is in the hospital. So I wrote about a patient, a soldier that I had while I was working as a lieutenant in 68 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital, Yaba. And a soldier was brought from the battlefield, because then the war in Liberia, Sierra Leone was the one that was happening. So they brought a soldier from the war front, and this soldier, although it was an accidental discharge, it's not an enemy that shot at him, but accidental in the sense that in the battlefield there, we don't know how, sometimes we can be careless and things like that, maybe due to exhaustion or whatever, he took his rifle. You understand what I mean? But that's the gun. And was trying to rest. Maybe I think they were discussing with colleagues or something like that. So, you know, something like when you have a walking stick that you can rest your chin like this on it. So that was what he did. And only God knows how the trigger, you know, sometimes even if you don't squeeze the trigger, if the gun is faulty, you can see it will just start firing on its own. So I guess that was what happened, because intentionally he will not shoot at himself or squeeze the trigger to shoot himself. So that is how this gun just blew off, like the whole of his face like this. And he didn't die. Some people say it would have been better if he had died immediately there. So he was brought, the whole of this, the lower jaw was completely off. The only thing that remained was the nose, but the nose was even half taken out. So his tongue was lying on his chest here. It was a horrible sight that throughout my practice as a nurse, I have never seen a thing like that. And then he was brought in with chest tubes. There was a nasopharyngeal tube where they put for him to breathe. He needed tube feeding and a lot of intensive care. And then there I was the one that was picked to nurse this patient. Out of all. They just told me they brought in an emergency in a critical state, and that because he was going to be kept in a room only to himself, a private room. So they told me that I have been assigned to take care of him. I didn't know. I just went to say the Chief Matron then took me to go and see the patient. Oh my God. When I went into the room, I nearly ran out because I've never seen a thing like that. I went out, I looked, I was sweating, and I went out, I said, why me? Just like I said that if the frequent postings that was taken, I said, why me? When I know some of my own classmates have just been posted to maybe just 3 or 2 postings, and here I'm being posted frequently, of more than 10 times, 10, 15 times I've been posted here and there. Then I was told that because of my competence, that they are asking me to take care of that patient. I pray to God to give me that experience that is needed, the patience that is needed, the expertise that is needed to look after this soldier. I'm telling you, at the end of it, I was named. They call him they call him Sheriff. So his own parents, his own siblings, everybody from his family, they were calling me Mama Sheriff. So my colleagues in the hospital, everybody was calling me Mama Sheriff. When very, very senior officers, chiefs from Army headquarters came to pay, on a official visit to the hospital to come and see those wounded soldiers from the battlefield, and they were ushered into the room to see Sheriff. I'm telling you, some of the men, immediately they go in, they will jump out immediately because of the horrible sight. He became like a monster. He was like a monster. If you don't have the heart, you cannot stand. his side. If you don't have a heart, you cannot stand his side. And there I was, the one, day in, day out, looking after him, while they were planning his surgical management. What is going, how do they do with this person? He didn't die, we can't kill him. He survived the trauma of that blown off jaw. So I nursed him. In fact, I was getting a lot of commendation. The teams that were visiting were telling me, well done that you could stay with us. So I managed him. All the wounds were getting healed, feeding him through the tubes, getting healed, planning the surgery that will do a reconstructive surgery to give him an artificial jaw, so that this tongue can now have something to rest in, to create another buccal cavity. The buccal cavity is the mouth, the whole hole that comprises the tongue, the teeth, and all this is called the buccal cavity. So they have to create. So he didn't have a buccal cavity. There was no cavity there again, because the lower jaw that constitute some of the boundaries to the cavity is gone. So they planned this surgery. He stayed there for quite a long period, and the surgery came. There were more than 15 doctors that came. Doctors were invited from different hospitals, specialists, maxillofacial surgeons, to come and put heads together and see what will be done. To cut a long story short, he didn't make it out of the theater. That was the sad end of it. He didn't make it out of the theater. So that was the story I wrote as my most challenging career experience. So, but afterwards, my seniors, my commander, Chief Matron, everybody, it was me they were hailing, because I cried my heart out. I cried and cried over his death. I look at it, I say, all my efforts, I prayed, and I prayed that he will live to see a new him. That he could, instead of writing to me, he'll be able to speak with me. Although the surgery was planned in 2 phases, that was the first phase. He was going to undergo a second phase, but the first phase, it didn't work. So till I left Yaba, they were calling me Mama Kabiru. We built a solid relationship. I built a solid relationship with his parents. And even after his death, because I was going to visit his parents where they lived in Lagos, so it became a very solid relationship between me and them, and they continued calling me Mama Kabiru. And that went into my record. It went into my performance evaluation, where I was seriously commended on my efforts on that patient, and I believe contributed to the good attributes that I was caught on, that necessitated or helped me to be promoted to a captain. It's appreciation all the time that I didn't make any mistake in joining the military, and the military built me up to what I became till my retirement, to the glory of God. And the military is a very noble profession. very noble profession, distinguished profession. So if you want to join the military, I advise that you check yourself. I have just gone through telling you some of the challenges of the profession. When you examine yourself and you feel, you make up your mind that you are not going to allow those challenges to be a hindrance to you, or then you brace up. You brace up, go in with an open mind, and challenge yourself, because this is a male-dominated field. But when you make up your mind and you tell yourself that, look, God created us all as human beings. We have one head, two hands. Because when you join the military as a cadet, or even if you join as an other rank, they don't train women separate and train men separate. It's the same classrooms you go. When you go for practical training, it's the same training. They don't segregate, and there is no discrimination. Let me see. There is no discrimination. You are a trainee. You are a trainee. Either you are a cadet or you are a recruit undergoing training. It's the same training that you go with the men. And you yourself, while you are there, you will see those that are better than you. You will see those that you are better than. When you see those that are better than you, and you want to put in your best to catch up with them and even overtake them, fine and good. You struggle. You aspire to be better. So you put in your best so that you will be better. And I tell those that really want to be there that you hold discipline and loyalty as your watchwords. Discipline, loyalty, and hard work to be your watchwords, and the sky will not just be your limit, but it will be the beginning. You go to places, make sure you go for courses, because courses are there. Except you become lazy. Don't be lazy. Go for courses. When you go for courses, you better yourself. You build up your career, and you will get to places. And I am always proud to say, in the military, there are no shortcuts. There are no cutting corners in the military. Your hard work, your dedication, your loyalty, your discipline, they will speak out for you. When promotion comes, you don't need to go and lobby anybody. I'm telling you, you don't. That's why I tell you that I will always be proud to be a soldier, and I have no regrets for choosing the military as my career. There are no shortcuts. If you know it, you know it. If you don't know it, you don't know it. I have tried to, when I go back home in Jos, I have gotten myself involved in some community development, helping, especially in Jos where I come from, with the security issues that we have, and the youth organizations here and there, especially when they just know that I'm around, they come and I get engaged with them to ask what are the difficulties they are having, the challenges they are having relating to the security, and I try in my own little way assist them with some of their logistics that they need, that will help them to be able to secure their environment. I have often done that. you know. When they tell me, okay, we need this logistics, we are organizing vigilantes to secure our community and things like that. And I also try to give them advice as a retired military officer. I try to give them the best advices that I can give here and there. Being yourself, discovering yourself, who you are as a woman, holding on to good virtues as a woman. As I told you that being a military officer, I became very grateful that you learn not to cut corners. You know, strive to become somebody in life. You don't have to depend that I'm looking up to. Yeah, I know that we have mentors. It's good to have a mentor, somebody that you are looking at on your own too. Strive to see that you are an achiever. Be somebody that upholds truth. Somebody that upholds truth and the fear of God. I hold that as a virtue that I hold dearly to my heart, that you try to be truthful, try to be upright, and have the fear of God. Being a prudent woman does not just mean financially. You can even be prudent in ideas. And when you are prudent financially in ideas, you build up other women. You also try to live an exemplary life. That other women will see and emulate and say, I want to be like this. You touch women in various ways. You try to be a model to them, for them to look and say, I want to be like this person. You know, your good aspects, people should be able to emulate, and you should also be able to teach people to come and learn those things that have made you who you are, that has built you up. So when you have these things, you don't keep them to yourself. As I say, you try to teach, you try to inform, you try to build up others to come to your level, and even make them from your own level. They can even go beyond you and learn more than you to teach others also, so that together we can become good ambassadors.
We are one big happy family.